Right, so we're on a really, really horrible cold Thursday, expecting it to be windy later on today, looking at the news.
As
So
long as there's
something
no
to look
snow.
forward to. As long as there's not, well, I don't know, but it'd be nice for Christmas, just for Christmas Day, and then it just disappears
Yeah,
altogether. So,
definitely.
yeah, so we've got Nina sitting here with us, and we've had a bit of a change again, and I just thought, you're happy to talk about your journey with everything. So, first of all, how long have you been with Extra Hands now?
Oh, I joined in 2012, November.
My God. So that's
Yeah,
quite a long time
it
ago.
is.
I'm trying to remember, was you initially employed as a
Carer.
carer
Yeah,
and then you went on to be a rapid response, as I remember rightly, and then
yep.
a care coordinator as you are now. So you've been through most of the roles, really, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, so there you are. Yeah, and great, mulling along nicely, everything okay. And then we hit a bit of a brick wall, didn't we, with your health?
Yeah, unfortunately.
Which was when was now? I'm trying to think when
Uh,
that was.
June. Well, I found a lump in May,
Okay.
and I got diagnosed with cancer in June.
I always remember it being a really hot day when you went to get the result, um, and still very much in the back of your mind and your mind, you think it isn't anything. You're thinking, no,
Exactly.
it's not anything because lots of us, especially when we get to a certain age, women of a certain age, that we do find lumps and bumps and those
Yeah, we
sorts of
do.
things. And most of the time, thankfully, 90%, 95% of the time, they turn out to be nothing really much of a problem.
No.
And I do remember you screeching up outside and coming in and saying those words to me. Yes, it's cancer.
Hmm.
And yeah, and how I don't know how you was actually standing there in the office saying that, whereas you could have just gone home and phoned, and but you come back into the working environment. We carried on as best we did, didn't we, for the rest of the
Yeah, we did.
day.
Yeah.
And then anyway, do you want to talk about what your journey's been from that day of?
It's been happy. It's been a bit up and down. But see, I look at before I found out that I had cancer, I would laugh and a joke because that is me. Because until you find out, you don't. It's pointless panicking
Mm,
and worrying about anything.
yeah,
And even the day they told me, all I remember is turning around saying to the lady, "Okay, let's get on with whatever we have to do."
yeah.
Because I can't see the point of sitting there crying about it
Mm.
because I can't change it.
There must have been a few tears along the way. What you've
Only
been
just
through.
lately, only
Okay.
just lately. But then it's like I had to have some more biopsies because at the time they didn't know what sort of cancer I had. So obviously we had to wait for the biopsies to be done again to find out. And then they told me that was classed as a triple negative breast cancer,
Okay.
which is apparently aggressive
Mhm.
and fast growing.
Mhm.
So they agreed then what we'd do is we'd do um, arranged for me to meet the oncology breast nurse
Mhm.
to arrange what sort of treatment I was going to have.
Yeah.
So I think we waited for, I think, a couple of weeks before that appointment come through. So when we went, that was like a bit of a shock, really,
Mhm.
because it was quite a lot to take in.
Take in. Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So obviously they decided that we go through chemotherapy first to try to shrink it. So I did 12 weeks weekly, where 1 week I'd go in and I'd have 3 lots of chemotherapy. Then the next 2 weeks I have single doses.
Yeah.
And I sailed through all them
Mhm.
with not a problem. I'd go on a Monday and I'd be back into work on the Tuesday
Mhm.
and carry on working. And then in October they decided to change the chemotherapy.
Oh, was it a decision to change? It wasn't a planned thing.
No,
then?
they
Was
had
right.
planned this sort
Right,
of thing,
okay,
but
yeah.
that was on the 14th. You do your 12 weeks,
And then
they decided that's what they were going to do, change it to, instead of having the drips, I had these big injections through a syringe,
yeah.
and they
Yeah.
were like 3 red ones, and they called them the Red Devil.
All right, we know why now, don't we?
No, we do. And then obviously 2 clear ones, and then I had a drip one which is called immunotherapy.
Yeah.
First one on the 14th, that didn't seem too bad, but when I went back in November to have the second one, that knocked me for 6. So by the Sunday night, I'm in hospital.
Yeah.
Because I ended up with a temperature of 38.1, I think it was. I ended up with sepsis. How on earth I caught that, I have no idea. So they kept me in for 2 or 3 days.
And your diet, you were eating, your appetite was just off, wasn't it, completely?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, when they turn around and say, when was the last time you had a proper meal, I couldn't remember.
No.
Because I end up with this horrible metal taste in my mouth. And nothing tasted very nice. So that's enough to put anybody off eating.
Yeah.
Even though they keep saying, oh, you need to eat, you need to do this. When you physically can't eat.
And it's a different type. I know, like, you know, we say, like, sometimes if we've got a cold or something that we're a bit off our food.
Yeah.
But I know from, you know, talking to people that has had chemo, it's a completely different thing. It's literally, there's no appetite, there's no taste buds, there's nothing going on there, is there? So why would you want to put food in? You know,
because
it's just...
when you're hungry, I always think tummy rumbles.
Exactly.
And
yeah.
I had none of that.
No, there was nothing
There
there.
was nothing
it was like shutting down,
wanting me
sort of.
to eat.
Yeah.
So I didn't eat.
No.
Because it just didn't taste right. Or I start to eat and then I start to reach as if I'm going to be sick.
You tried different foods as well,
Yeah,
didn't
I've tried
you?
no end of things.
Yeah, to see,
And
like
it's
sweet things, savoury things.
At one time, all I could eat was sweet things.
The sweet things, yeah.
So I can even remember coming into work and bringing custard and
yes,
stuff like
I know, yeah.
for my lunch. But as like say, I had the little time, 3 or 4 days in hospital. I come out on the Tuesday, and I was back up the hospital again on the Sunday, because I keep losing my magnesium because of the chemotherapy.
Yeah.
Why I lose it, I do not know. But apparently, I'm not the only person. There was loads of people. So I go to the hospital to have a drip. 2 hours. 4 hours later, I'm still sitting there, having X-rays and other things done, blood tests and everything. They come back, and apparently, my body doesn't make the steroid. There is a name for it. It's like cortisol or something they call it. And because my body doesn't make it, it's knocked me for 6 a little bit.
Sort of affected everything by you being lacking in that.
So the Monday morning, back up the hospital again at 9 o'clock to have another test done, blood tests, and an injection I end up having in my thigh to see if my body would make the cortisol again. And it didn't.
Right, okay.
So by the end of the day, I've had to have yet again magnesium.
Yeah.
And then phosphate.
Yes, you had to have that on a drip as well, didn't you?
So I had both arms having different drips in. But the phosphate is a 12-hour one. So the Monday I had 4.5 hours of that one. Yeah. And 2 hours on the other one. Yeah. And then they give me steroids to take, which isn't too bad. And then I go back to the hospital yet again on the Tuesday to have the other 7.5 hours of phosphate in the drip.
What a long time. It's just such a long time, isn't it?
It's a long time to sit with the drip.
Yeah.
So, but I managed it. I then go downstairs with my drip.
Yeah.
As I do in the lift to see the chemotherapy lady who dealt with all my chemotherapy, because I had an appointment with her. And then we talked about, do we carry on with the chemotherapy or do we forget about it? But she said she would look into it. She said, but obviously you're not well enough
No.
to have the next one.
No.
So they cancelled that. And then I had to go and have a CT scan that day as well. Because they was worried about my lungs.
Yeah, but that was all okay, wasn't
But
it?
they have found that at the moment they're a bit deflated.
Bit deflated.
Yeah, but that will all come back.
Yeah, of course.
They said there's nothing to worry about, but they are a little bit deflated. And they think that's why I get out of breath a bit.
Yeah.
Which is fair enough.
Which is fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we leave the hospital about, I don't know, about 5:30 at night. So I've been all day there again. It's like your second
And you're
home.
so glad
It's
to
like
get
a
home,
second
yeah.
home.
Yeah, your dog
So-
was so glad to see you when you got home.
Yeah,
as well
exactly.
after
She
all
goes
that
mad.
time.
She
Yeah.
goes mad. So, like I say, I spent the Wednesday and the Thursday at home, which was nice.
Yeah.
By Friday, obviously, I had to go and have yet another blood test done at my doctor's. So my son, bless him, he comes to pick me up. We go to the doctor's. We go in the surgery. No blood. Wouldn't give no blood. Couldn't give none at all.
Yeah. Your
Even though-
veins are just
Even though I
worn out,
drank
aren't
about 2 litres of water,
still no go.
nothing.
No.
So they advised to go get in contact with the hospital again, which I think was a fatal mistake.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we end up the hospital yet again.
It's like your second home, isn't it?
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
And then I found out that I had a temperature yet again of 38.1. So more blood tests done and everything else. And then later on in the day they say, oh, we're going to admit you. Oh, darn.
It's a good word to use, darn.
I
I'm
don't-
sure it wasn't as polite as that.
wasn't.
but yeah.
No, that was a lot.
Well, I know
that
it was. I know
that
it
a lot
wasn't as
worse.
polite as
But
that.
I'm just thinking. I'm just trying to be
Yes,
polite.
yes.
So my son and his wife then shoot off to mine to get things for me to stay in hospital with. But while they were gone, I sit there and I'm shaking like a leaf, chattering. My teeth were literally chattering, and I'm thinking, God, I've gone cold.
Yeah.
I end up with a temperature of over 40.
Oh no,
odd.
that was so hot. Yeah, that's so frightening, isn't it, to go that
But
high?
I thought I was all right a little while ago. Then all
yeah,
of a
then
sudden
it was
that
just
just
that
come on.
quick. Yeah.
Yeah. So like I
Thank
say,
God you was in the right place.
well, exactly. But like I say, I didn't like staying in hospital.
No, I know you didn't.
Hate
I
it.
know you didn't.
I hate it.
You
But-
your worst nightmare, isn't it?
It is. It is. But then I end up on high dose of steroids, more magnesium, more phosphate.
God, my all these minerals and what
Yeah,
have you.
exactly. Antibiotics
Yeah.
to get me better.
So you were, it made you so poorly, which they do. I mean, effectively it's toxins, isn't it? You're putting in your body to,
Yeah, it is.
so it made you so poorly. So you've made a difficult decision. You had made the difficult decision to not have your last 2 chemotherapy treatments.
Yep.
Which obviously you've got every right to do. It's your body. It's
I just couldn't stand being that ill. It's awful, and I'm not an ill person.
Yeah, you was extremely
even,
ill.
Even
yeah.
though, all right, I've got cancer, but I don't class myself as ill.
No, absolutely
Because
not.
I don't-
No,
because I don't feel
and
ill.
you're not. It's not the cancer that's making you ill. It's the treatment,
it's
isn't
the
it?
chemotherapy, unfortunately.
So you'd made that decision. This is
Yeah.
what you're going to do. You've got you're hoping to have the lump removed in the new year.
Yeah, in January,
And
middle
then-
of January.
This week everything's blown apart again because you had a phone call from.
I did. On Monday, I had yet again phone call from the oncology lady advising me, because I had my last chemotherapy on the 4th of November, and if we're not going to have surgery till January, there's a long gap in between, and she was trying to advise me to have another dose of chemotherapy, because she's concerned, because it is aggressive and fast growing, that it could cause me more problems after surgery.
Yeah.
Even though I still stated I don't want any more, because she said, but you might not be poorly. I said, but there's a chance I might be. I said, and if I feel like I have done, I don't want to ever go there again, because it was awful.
And the easy solution would be to have the surgery as soon as possible.
Exactly.
But however, there's not availability at
Not
the moment.
always, no. But
No.
she did say that she would get in contact with the surgeon
Mhm.
on Monday night, email her. They have meetings again, they always do on a Tuesday, so she was hoping to catch up with her Tuesday. I physically haven't heard anything from the oncology lady, but I did get a letter yesterday saying that the appointment with the surgeon on the 16th has been cancelled, and I thought, here we go. Here we go again. Another one cancelled, but they brought it forward to this Monday.
Oh, yes, yeah.
So,
there's
I'm hoping, with my fingers
that they make that
crossed,
decision.
that they've made the decision that I can have my
Surgery.
operation bit done this month.
Mm-hmm.
That is what I'm hoping.
You avoid having the
other chemotherapy.
But however, you obviously don't know after the surgery
know
what you're going to have to have. But
that,
it won't be aggressive like this treatment, will it?
It could be that it could be radiotherapy.
Yeah.
But if it's the immunotherapy that is causing me problems, they may not give that to me, because at the moment it's going to be either both.
Yeah.
Or one or the other.
Because that immunotherapy is, as I say, it's new because it's been around for quite a lot of years, but it is fairly new to the chemo world, isn't it? It's the youngster, isn't it, of everything. So, so we've just got to wait and see now with Monday.
See what happens Monday.
And, you know, we all wish you the best. I mean, you know, we've all been on the journey here with you. I mean, I hope you feel like we've supported you.
Yes, you have. And it's people always say to me, friends of mine, they go, why do you put the things on Facebook like you do? Because the amount of people I talk to through work and other carers, it helps me. You
want to let them know. They want to know your journey, because you're part of their life in work. You know, you talk to them every day, and they like to be kept updated with everything, don't they?
And they give me inspiration to keep on going.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, absolutely.
They really do.
And you are an inspiration to us all. I mean, you know, we've gone, you know, the losing of the hair. I mean, I know, you know, we had those conversations, didn't we? We try. I mean, I tried to laugh about everything, but you were so anxious about losing your hair, and we had so many conversations about it probably won't happen, it might not happen. I know people that they had chemo and they never lost their hair, and then that terrible time in the shower that day, and it just.
But they were right, because they did tell me
they said it will
start falling out within 3 weeks, and I thought, you're having a laugh, aren't you?
And us looking on Amazon at all the different lovely scarves that you can get, you know, different colours and that. But you're quite happy to go all natural a lot of the time.
Yeah,
you know,
I do. If it's not cold, obviously this time of year I wear my hat. But when it's warm, I don't bother. I go out without a hat on.
No. And you know, it's so. I know
nothing
people
to be ashamed of.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And I, you know, wear your bald head with pride. Like I said, we laugh.
Yeah, I know, because I often come in and go, did I see a bald woman come in?
I'm just. And you know, I think when you, I mean, your hair is already starting to show signs of coming back, like lightly. But I think you don't get so used to, you know, seeing something. I know you come in one day and you had some makeup on and that. You looked ever so pretty, and you know,
it's look, this other chemotherapy, this new one they gave me, brought me out in like blotches all over my face, and it looked awful. Hence why I tried to cover it up.
Try to cover it up a bit.
It's horrible. But see,
I
haven't had none. My face is fine again.
Yeah. But I mean, you've been out and about, you know, you've not kept it. I mean, you know, you faced the world with it all. And, you know, like I said, there used to be years and years, it was a stigma about it when women used to lose their hair, and it was just awful, wasn't it? But I think now it is just, you've got cancer, it don't define you. You're having the treatment.
Exactly.
You're going to come out the other side.
Yep.
Your hair's going to grow back. It might grow back curly. Shirley Temple, we don't know. But, you know, the outcome's going to be a positive one. You know, you've just got to get through these next couple of months and aiming for the holiday that, you know, the Caribbean. Is it the Caribbean?
Yes, Mexico.
Mexico. Aiming for that for next September.
Yep.
And we'll be looking back on this and we'll be saying, oh, do you remember when you were bald?
Yeah, exactly.
And talking about the experience.
It's funny because my other half, he said to me last night, he goes, are you going to shave your head again? I went, what do I want to do that for? He goes, well, I thought I'd just ask. I said, no, I'd like my hair to grow back.
Yeah, at some point. Yeah,
exactly.
You have to let
it takes anywhere from 3 to 6 months to start even growing properly.
Yeah, I can imagine.
And it can
grow. Patchy,
So my son's already told me if it does that, Mother, he said just shave it at number 1. He said, until it all grows back,
because it'll just. But it's a horrible thing to happen, but you know,
is,
you
but you have
just
to- you-
embraced it.
You
And
do.
You have to. What else can you do?
Well,
What
this
else
is it,
can you
because
do?
If you sit and cry and get yourself all worked up, I think you'd end up making yourself worse.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
you worry, and worry makes you ill.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I've laughed about it even when I first found the lump.
Yeah.
I laughed and joked about it. Even Jackie told me off for laughing because she said it ain't funny. Because I even said to Jackie, I said, if I lost my boob, I said I'd have the other one off. I said, look at all them nice tops I could have.
Well, thankfully that's not going to happen.
No, it's not. But I just,
but
you
yeah,
have
yeah, I know,
to,
yeah.
You have to laugh about things.
Yeah,
Because it's pointless crying
Yeah.
and getting all worked up.
You're a complete and utter inspiration to everybody, and you know we really we're thankful that you've still graced us with your presence and come in and kept us updated with everything. So
I don't like being off. I love my
no,
job.
I know you love your job. Yeah,
I do.
it's taxing sometimes, but you still embrace that, don't you? And deal with it the best way that you can. So
It's the only way to be.
So all we can say is, we wish you well, Neen. We'll follow you on the last bit of this journey until you come out the other side. And
then we'll have a big party.
And then, do you know what? I was just going to say, we've got to do something to mark the remission side and everything.
Exactly.
And
we'll have a big party.
we'll have to have a think about that. But we're all and obviously like Hazel and David, Zoe and James, that they've been followed you on your journey as well,
Yeah,
and kept
have.
up to date with everything, and supported you.
They've been wonderful.
Yeah, so
Everybody has.
good. That's good. Well, thanks for talking to me today.
Thank you.
Look after yourself.
I will do.
And we'll get back to those rotors.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you.